It's a fairy tale. You don't usually see fairy tales that come true. You have a lot of people that say they don't come true, and so Emma and Jesse are proof positive that they can.
So Jesse and I met. He was my manager at Jamba Juice.
She came into my store where I was managing in the John Hancock building on Michigan Avenue.
There's like something like to him. I was like, this guy, he's really interesting.
I sat down and I chatted with her, and I really liked her personality, and I hired her.
He would bring me coffee on the weekends. I'm like, this is kind of weird. My boss, I think he's hitting on me. He's buying me coffee. I mean, is this weird? Like, I didn't know. And then I found out that he bought all the openers coffee. So I'm like, oh, okay. So it's not like a weird boss thing.
It was probably about a year after she got hired. I guess you could say the flirting began. We were texting each other just a ton. You know, I just grew more and more curious about this little thing that's a little younger than me, just a little.
Since I was new to Chicago and he's lived in Chicago all of his life, he would take us to my first taste of Chicago, movies, and just to do fun stuff. Finally, it was just, I couldn't stop texting him, and we would just like text each other every day, and he would just always make me laugh, and I always wanted to know what he was thinking and his opinion, and I just caught myself realizing that I turned to this person for so much, and I value his opinion, and I really enjoy being with him. And finally I was like, you wanna go to breakfast?
That went off very well. I asked her out to dinner.
And he took me to Roy's to eat for dinner one night, and then invited me over to watch Zoolander, made me dinner, and it was just like the switch had been flipped, and I was just like head over heels. I was like, yeah, this is the exact person I've been waiting for.
It just kind of snowballed from there. It was just, you know, one day after another, and here we are 6 years later.
Jesse and I immediately were able to talk and have these wonderful conversations. We had such fantastic conversations. I thought, if he can keep up with conversation with me, then this is the guy for my daughter.
I heard her start talking about Jesse and this great guy that she met and how wonderful that he was. It was all over the phone because I was in Minneapolis and she was in Chicago, and while we were talking it felt like he was too good to be true, and I kind of almost wondered if he even existed because he sounded so great.
Jesse is the sassiest man I've ever met. He's smarter than he should be for his own good.
He's got the biggest heart, and Emma's the best match for him because she's got even a bigger heart.
Emma, she is just the happiest, lightest, bubbliest person I know, and I really admire them together. He toughened Emma up, and Emma softened Jesse.
They're actual soulmates. They fit, they complement each other, they are the yin and the yang even, but they fit together so perfectly.
The proposal was very dramatic. It probably played out better than I could have hoped for.
When we do gifts on our anniversary, we always do it like after dinner, and we have cards, and we'll read our cards first and do that. We do it the same like every anniversary. But for some reason, you know, last year he's like, no, let's do gifts now and cards now. I'm like, okay, it's 10 in the morning, all right, we can do this. So he gives me, you know, we get our cards, and he gave me this gorgeous like ruby necklace with like a ruby heart on it. And it was so pretty, but I was like, this is different.
I knew when I was going to ask her that it had to be at the Botanical Gardens, at the spot where I first told her I loved her and she told me she loved me. That to me was the only place I can do it. That was plan A through Z. There was no other plan.
It was raining, it was last year, it was our 5-year anniversary, and he's like, you know, let's go to the Chicago Botanical Gardens, we need to go. The
weather's not looking so hot, tornado warnings are being issued.
I was like, well, I mean, we don't have to, it's raining, we can always go back another day. He's like, no, well, let's go.
So we drove up there, clouds are getting darker and darker.
We have like our umbrellas and, you know, rain gear, we're just ready to go.
We got there. And finally, our first stroke of luck, their payment machines were down.
The guard's like, Usually it's $20 to pay, but they're like, our system's down, just go on ahead. We're like, all right, cool.
Which I thought was a great sign.
We go in, and as soon as we walk in, it's like a downpour.
Lightning, thunder, the whole deal, wind.
So then we go to like this little gazebo, and we're waiting, for the rain to go away a little bit.
Huddled in a corner, just hugging each other, rain all around us.
Once it lessens, we start to walk around a little more. And he's like, oh, I need to grab a map. I'm like, why do you need a map? We know this place like the back of our hands, so why do you need a map? And he's like, no, I just, just in case something's new or I don't know. And I'm like, okay.
At this point, I think she kind of knew something was up because I kept insisting that we had to go there.
So we finally get to our spot, and it's under a gorgeous weeping willow tree, and there's a bell clock tower in the background, and it's over a little lake.
Of course, there were people there, so I had to wait a little longer.
There's this foreign family, and I see Jesse just kind of looking at him and just kind of walking around. I'm like, what is he doing?
Finally, the people leave. It's just me and Emma and a family of ducks sitting around. I take her over to the bench where I first told her I loved her. It starts pouring again.
He takes the map and he tears it in half, and he puts half of it on the bench, and he's like, sit down.
I put the other half on the ground and I get on my knee.
As he starts to get down on one knee, he starts crying, and then I start crying.
I excitedly pull the box out of my pocket and I ask her to marry me.
I was like, yes.
The rain is just pouring on me. I'm soaked.
It was so cinematic. It was like the rain stopped, and it was great.
And there you go.
Today I'm crazy calm and excited. It's just when you finally have the day to celebrate that person, I just appreciate it so much. So everything, it's just, I'm riding the ride.
Oh boy, feelings today, a lot. Excitement, that's it.
This just proves that once in a while, in the middle of an ordinary life, love gives us a fairy tale. And this love story definitely has a happy ending.
Emma, on this day, I give you my heart. I promise that I will walk with you hand in hand wherever our journey leads us, living, learning, forever loving, together forever. All my love, all my life.
I feel like I've been making my whole way to you, my whole life. Ended up here, I did gymnastics so I could break my back twice, so then I could go into acting, to move to California, to have that fail, to come to Chicago, because I was supposed to meet you. And I firmly believe that you've given me everything, and you push me, you make me stronger, you make me better. You have the best heart of any person I know. And I love you so sincerely. I'm so glad that we finally get to say I do. I love you fiercely, Jesse. All my love, all my life.
Just remember, there are only 2 days in the year that nothing can be done. One is called yesterday, and the other is called tomorrow. So today is the right day to love, believe, do, and mostly live. As you continue your journey together, I ask you to remember these simple words of advice. Let your love be stronger than your anger. Learn the wisdom of compromise. It's easier to bend than to break. Confide in each other and ask for help when you need it. Always be friends and never take each other for granted. And remember to say I love you every day. By the power vested in me by the state of Illinois, I now pronounce you husband and wife. Jesse, you may kiss your bride. I now present to you Mr. and Mrs. Solorzano.
Emma and Jesse, you two are the best family I could ever have here in Chicago and just ever. And I am so thankful and humble to have you guys in my life.
It is undeniably clear how much love there is between Jesse and Emma, and it is a relationship I truly respect and admire. You both are beautifully kindred spirits. And because you love this, there is a Jewish word and a phrase that I would like to teach you. Bashert means destiny, often related to a predestined spouse or a soulmate. And traditionally it is said that by some power it was announced that you two were meant for each other before you were ever born. Ani v'dodi li, which means I am my beloved's and my beloved is mine. That's you, Jim. So I would love everyone to raise their glass of whatever they have. To Emma and Jesse, today is finally here. Here's to many more tomorrows. Everyone in this room sincerely loves you. So mazel tov and cheers.
I would just say that I'm so happy that Emma was able to find someone like Jesse, and I know how happy they make each other, and I know they're gonna have a really long future ahead of them, and hopefully lots of babies. I know that Emma wants a big family, and I can't wait to be a part of that and see the generation grow and see them grow their family, and I just wish them all the best.
You two are the most beautiful couple that I've ever seen. I'm so honored to be a part of this day, to help you guys out, to marry you guys, because I truly believe that this wedding is gonna be perfect, this marriage is gonna be great, and you guys are gonna have a lifetime of happiness without a doubt. And I'm always gonna be in touch with you guys, and you guys will always be a special place in my heart.
Like Ani said, Jesse has a heart of gold. It's amazing how much he cares for others. And when I met Emma, I didn't know that you could meet somebody that has a bigger heart than you, Jesse. And the way that I see Emma look at you, and the way that she loves you, she's definitely somebody that you deserve. I see the love that the two of you have, and I know you're going to have a lifetime of happiness just on the love that you have for each other. And that's all you need. And you guys are going to have a wonderful marriage. Thanks for letting me be a part of it. I love you guys. Thank you.
Hi, Mama Slav and Papa Slav. It's Tiny Mouth.
Mr. Tiny Mouth?
And thank you very much for inviting me to your wedding.
Yes.
It's a lot of fun.
Congratulations, and we wish you the best of life.
You do you, boo-boo.
Emma and Jesse, you two deserve each other so much, and I'm so happy for both of you. This is our real fairy tale, and happily ever after.
Yes, enjoy your life together.
Emma, Jesse, I and others who I'm sure are here thinking the exact same thing would just happy. I've never been so happy for two people to be together, and I'm just so relieved that you're finally married and it finally happened, because nobody deserves each other better than the two of you. So we love you to pieces. You're two of the most wonderful people in the world, and I could not be happier. And this is also the best wedding ever. So thank you for that, and thank you for sharing this day with us. We love you.
Emma, Jesse, we are so happy for you. Emma, keep them in line. You know how to do that. I know you're fantastic. And Jesse, just enjoy the fruits of your new life. This is going to be amazing, and I could not imagine a better couple.
Congratulations! From everybody! Best of luck. We love you. We love you. Yay!
Congratulations, Jay and Emma, on your nuptials today. Glad to have, wish you the best, and glad to have you as part of the family, Emma. Thank you.
I love you. We wish you the best, and hope this lasts forever, and we'll hang out soon. All right? Thanks. Congratulations, Emma. I love you.
Hi, Jess and Emma. I just want to congratulate you on your wedding. I'm just so happy for both of you.
Congratulations! Put a ring on it. You already did.
Jesse, for the record, I am not a diva, even though you've told me I've been a diva this whole experience, and that this is a large wedding you didn't want. For the record, you made this happen. So anything that you've been worried about, you're gonna enjoy the stay. It's gonna be amazing, and it's as small and intimate as it could be with how many people that love us. And I'm so glad that we're doing it, it's gonna be over, and we can just spend the rest of our lives having fun.
Compared to other relationships and marriages, 6 years is short, but you know, Emma, we've seen a lot, we've survived a lot, and we deserve this. We deserve each other.
And I said, you know, when you first met, do you remember? I said, did your palms sweat when you'd see her? Did your heart race? Did your palms sweat when you first met her? And Jesse looked at me with all sincerity and said, they still do. Whenever she walks into the room, my palms sweat. It's a fairy tale. You don't usually see fairy tales that come true. You have a lot of people that say they don't come true. And so Emma and Jesse are proof positive that they can.